All right, here we go, man. Let me turn this down. I hear an echo and shit. Let me plug the joint right quick. Stop letting the internet define who you are. Again, stop letting the internet define who you are. Okay, I have a quick story. So I can illustrate the point I'm trying to make. Now, I'm going to kind of jump from different scenario to different scenario. So y'all got to bear with me. I got a lot to talk about. Let me tell y'all a quick story. Probably about maybe 6 months to a year ago. I don't recall when it was. It was a while ago. I would say from about 6 months to a year ago. Probably closer to a year. We did the Real Game No Theory podcast. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Real Game No Theory podcast, every Sunday at 11 Central, 12 Eastern. Right? Myself and 4 other gamed up gentlemen, we get busy, you know what I'm saying, for about 2 hours. Nothing but gems and nuggets being dropped, right? Stop letting the internet define who you are. So about 6 months, to roughly about a year ago, we had a caller call in. And this guy, well, at the time he was married. And what happened was he started listening to us. And in the course of listening to us, he liked some of the shit we were saying. Here's the catch. He didn't have no issues in his marriage. We asked the guy prior to trying to insert or interject some of the things we were saying into his marriage. We asked him, say, bro, were you having any problems with your wife? He said, no. I said, well, not I, but we were talking to him about, was she doing the things that you required? Yes. Was she, and has she been a solid wife to you? Yes. So you have no issues to complain about, or you had nothing to complain about. He said, no. He said, my marriage was just fine. But what he did was he heard some of the shit we were saying, and he wanted to try and insert some of that into his marriage, and it caused issues in his marriage. Okay? I need guys to understand what I'm saying. It caused issues in his marriage. There's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, as much as we make sense, as much as we know what we're talking about, if it don't apply to you, if you just want to listen to the message, right? If you want to be entertained by some of the callers and shit, cool, fine, whatever. Stop letting the internet define who you are. If you have no problems in your dating life with women, when you listen to us, you should not be trying to reinvent the wheel with your shit. Now, if you want to tweak things here and there, fine. So what I want guys to get from this, and what I want guys to get from any live stream that I'm a participant in, is if you're hearing something that you feel can be beneficial to you as a man, first and foremost, and if you also feel that some of what you're hearing can be beneficial to you having a more proficient and efficient dating life, right? And if you feel you can take some of the things you've heard me speak to or speak on, and you feel like you can apply that to your current relationship or marriage or future relationship or marriage, more power to you, do so. But I want guys to understand, when we talk to a lot of you guys, there are some of you guys where you pretty much get it. You just need to tweak some shit here and there. There are some of you guys where you need help from the ground up. You need help. And the first thing you need help with is establishing a foundation of who you are. Who are you? What kind of man are you currently, and what kind of man do you aspire to be? These things are all unique to you defining your fucking identity. Stop letting the internet define who you are. So I came across a Facebook post today, and I'm not really going to share that because there are so many that are like this. So this is what I want to say, and I want guys to understand. The internet, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, IG, whatever else, it's a cesspool for the complaining, sexually frustrated, bitter male. Let me say that shit again. All these internet platforms, social media platforms, they are a cesspool for the sexually frustrated, bitter, complaining male. And all they do is cry and whine about the behaviors of women. The only males who do that, well, only males complain. Men, we don't complain. If we have a problem, we find a solution for it. And here's the problem. A lot of what you see and hear on the internet, there are no real viable solutions for men who actually want to be men. And they want to improve their lot in life. And they also want to improve their dating experiences, or they want to improve upon their dating experiences. Stop letting the internet define who you are. So I came across a Facebook post, and it's the same common fucking thing, right? Where basically the post was about, oh, these women give their best years to the worst guys. And then they want to give their worst selves to the best guys later in life. Right? You know, the educated lane, right? The quote unquote good guy, the guy who spent his 20s and 30s getting to the bag, becoming educated. And now that he's in his 30s and 40s and beyond, now he got the house, he got the whips, he got the money. And now he complaining that, oh, now these chicks want me, but they didn't want me before. My thing is, what is there to complain about? If you're such a valuable commodity as a man, you should have been getting women. Why were you having trouble all your life? So if you're telling me when you were in your 20s and maybe to one degree or another in your 30s, and you had issues attracting the attractive women that you wanted, but now that you got some dough, right? You got a business or whatever it is, right? You have financial success in your life. Now all of a sudden you're getting the attention of women. What that means is there was really nothing about you that women gravitated to. So if women are only fucking with you now because you're successful, what that says is they're still not fucking with you. Nothing has changed but your financial standing. So if women are fucking with you, they're fucking with you because of your resources. So you're still that lame loser motherfucker you was in your 20s. You just got more money. You just got a house instead of that modest one-bedroom apartment. Okay? You got a Lexus instead of a Pinto. Right? You can travel. You got a passport. You're getting your shit stamped on a monthly basis. But mentally-wise or mentality-wise, you're still the same fucking loser. Because you never learned who you were because you felt your identity is tied to your fucking success. Stop letting the internet define who you are. One of the worst things that happened to the internet, in my opinion, is Kevin Samuels' definition of what a high-value man is. Now, Kevin Samuels himself said it was not his definition. He got it from someone else. So he basically came to the internet and regurgitated some shit that he heard, but because of his presence on YouTube, it became associated with him. So he popularized the most known definition of what it means to be a high-value man. Then what you had was a bunch of fucking losers who heard his message. They felt he was a relatable individual. So they basically got their identity from his message. Now peep the title. Stop letting the internet define who you are. Let me show y'all something. Let's talk about knowledge. Knowledge are facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education. The theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. The theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. Now, also, knowledge is awareness or being familiar, right, by experience gained, right, of a fact or situation. Why am I saying this? Let me show you something else. A man with an opinion based on what others say, but no experience, is a man that lacks knowledge. Most of these YouTubers, most of these individuals that got a lot to say on the internet, they have no real world experiences. They have no practical knowledge to speak of. They come to the internet and all they have are theories and assumptions and opinions. And all of their theories, assumptions, and opinions are based on what they hear others say. Like even the whole pair bonding narrative. 99.9% of the guys that talk about pair bonding don't even know what it means. And I know they don't know what it means because they didn't do the research on their own. Look, let me tell you something real quick, just as an aside. About 5 years ago, roughly, the very first time I heard someone say pair bonding, right? I heard it from a YouTuber who has a solid subscriber base. When I heard him say this, and this was probably either before I started doing YouTube content myself or right around the same time I first started. So when I heard this particular individual mention the term or phrase pair bond or pair bonding, I didn't hear it before I came to the internet. And I'm almost 100% certain that none of you motherfuckers heard that term or phrase before you came to the internet either. So when I heard it, because I was unfamiliar with that term, I looked it up. I researched it. Then when I researched it, I said, well, damn. It's clear to me that all these guys who speak about the pair bonding narrative, they never looked. They never looked at it like I looked at it. They never researched it. They never Googled the shit and read the shit. They heard some shit and they immediately started wrapping their identity with the shit that they heard. So what did they do? They started regurgitating that shit on their own channels. Stop letting the internet define who you are. A man with an opinion based on what others say, but no experience, is the man that lacks knowledge. So when I hear guys talk about, oh, these women, they want to give their best years to the quote unquote Pookies and Ray Rays, right? So they're saying, again, the guys are saying they want to give their best years to the worst of men, and then they want to give their worst selves to the best of men. First of all, either you are a solid man or you're not. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or beyond. Either you are a solid man or you're not. And the fact that guys will say women will give their best years to the worst men and then try to give their worst years, when they're out of shape, older, got kids and shit, to the best of men, what that tells me is you are defining yourself by your success. So what that also tells me is you are an individual that is rife with insecurity issues, a lack of self-assuredness, low self-esteem. And what you have now is conditional confidence based on you having success later in life. Now, let me say this about having success later in life, whether it's career success or being an entrepreneur, whatever it may be. Get to the bag, get your money. The problem is guys associate having value as a man with money. And they also associate a woman having value with how pretty she is, or how many sex partners she's had. Let me touch on that. I made a comment underneath that same post, and a guy was trying to talk about a woman's body count. And he did the same thing that the average unintelligent guy with a low IQ does. He tried to compare women to cars. And what I told him was, I said, a woman who has a quote unquote high body count is capable of doing the same foul shit to you as a woman with a low body count. And you had ignorant dudes laughing at that, saying, I would rather have a new car than an old car. And this is how dumb guys are. This is how you know guys, they're so influenced by what they hear on the internet, they never go outside and deal with women in real life. Women in abundance. I don't mean a woman here and there. I mean dealing with a lot of women. Dealing with a lot of women. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. My shit is glitching like a motherfucker. Okay, let me do that. Okay. I'm talking about dealing with a lot of women. So this is what I want guys to understand. See, guys, they try to use a woman's perceived sexual past as an indicator of her overall character. It's stupid to do that. Because let me put it to you like this. Are there women out here that will do harm to you? Are there women? Are there women out here that will burn your motherfucking house down? Are there women out here that will key your car, slash your tires? Are there women out here that will cheat on you with someone that you know? Yes. Not all, some. I want someone to show me proof. Show me ironclad proof that women who do ill, foul shit to dudes, that character, that quote unquote bad character, is directly tied to the amount of lovers they've had before they met you. I want someone to show me that. Show me proof that the best treatment you will get from a woman is directly tied to how many bodies she's had. Show me that. Show me that. No proof exists. It's all assumptions, theories, conjecture, and propaganda. That's all that it is. Stop letting the internet define who you are. And it comes from a place of bitterness. All that red pill nonsense, it comes from a place of bitterness. It comes from a place of guys having this grandiose opinion of women and putting women on a pedestal. Having these lofty expectations of how they want their wives or girlfriends to be, only to find out ain't nothing like they thought it was. So instead of sitting back and having some self-reflection and introspection and saying, okay, obviously what I was led to believe isn't accurate. So let me seek some knowledge from someone that actually has some experience. That's not what they did though. They went to the internet and they heard a bunch of dudes complaining. And because the guys were saying things that they could relate to, they started attaching their identities to that. Zach, what do you mean they started attaching their identities to that? I'm glad you asked. When the MGTOW movement first started, guys started attaching MGTOW to their name. Bobby MGTOW. Right? Darius Red Pill. Yeah, I'm throwing some names out there. Guys started attaching their YouTube monikers that had red pill in it or MGTOW in it. This is how you know guys was basically attaching their identities to shit they heard on the internet. Here's the danger in doing so. Your identity as a man should be tied directly to your unique experiences. as a man, right? Away from the internet. Your identity should be tied to your unique experiences as a man. Okay? Your upbringing is going to be a part of that. Your values, your personal beliefs is going to be a part of that. The problem with a lot of guys, they are attaching their identities to their false beliefs in women. And that's the problem. Shout out to Miles. He talks about masculine identity. Your identity has nothing to do with women. Now, can you evolve and grow as a man from having experiences with women? True indeed. But your identity has nothing to do with women. The problem is guys are attaching their identity and value to women, directly or indirectly. The whole high value man nonsense is directly tied to women. It's directly tied to the type of women you can quote unquote attract with your level of education and career success or financial success. It's directly tied to females. These are all fucking losers. Every last one of these guys on the internet who think like that, they're all losers. Every last one of them. This is why, look, let me tell y'all something. Hey, this is why you got so many young brothers, young people, men and women, on the internet trying to fake a lifestyle. Because they're all getting swept up in this fake, phony-ass internet identity. Right? They're literally trying to fake it until they make it. And in a lot of cases, they're not even trying to make it. They're so influenced by what they see and hear on the internet, they live their lives on the internet. This is why when you have guys call into our shows, all they do is regurgitate shit. These motherfuckers don't have an original thought to save their fucking lives. And that's the problem with a lot of these internet goofies. There's no originality in nothing these motherfuckers say. It's the same playbook, regurgitated nonsense. Stop letting the internet define who you are. I'm out.